Yo, what is going on, you guys? Bashtianygo here, and today I'm going to be coming at you with my updated Tearlament Horus post Age of Overlord deck profile for you guys. Now we have it right here on the screen, the full list for you guys. If you guys are going to go ahead and take what you have here, go on with it, go about your day, that's perfectly fine. But I just want to go ahead and go about my thoughts on this deck. Honestly, Tearlament has been on the rise, as we of course know already. I mean, there's no surprise. The second Rise Heart got the band hammer and got slapped out of here, we got back to Tearlament format. It's not tier 0 anymore. You can see a lot of ones on this screen right here, guys. So it's not full power, but the Horus cards give it a additional dimension that the deck just did not have before. So honestly, really like it. I think it has a lot of versatility. I really like the addition of the Horus cards for one simple fact, is that they get you additional mills, they get you free bodies on board, and they special summon themselves for free from the graveyard, and they send cards from your hand to the field, from your hand to the graveyard, to send more of them from the deck to the graveyard through the sarcophagus card. So really, it feels your graveyard, essentially, is what it does. You can also go ahead and go into additional Xyz monsters with it, like Zombie Vampire, things like that. Zombie Vampire is probably going to be the best card. If you guys have not picked up Zombie Vampire, you should probably go ahead and do it ASAP, because it's going to be the staple go into it, because it takes 2 level 8 monsters. And with it, you can force yourself and your opponent to mill the top 4 cards of your deck to the graveyard. If you know one thing about Tearlament, that's one thing they very much like to do. So you can only plus off it from there. So as far as the deck profile is concerned, guys, we'll go ahead and get right into that. So we played 3 copies of the brand new Horus card in Inseti, which is probably going to be one of the better ones, along with the Happy. I believe we are getting 2 more, but they're really just not very good. One has 0 attack, and it gains them depending on the amount that you have, and it's just not very good. Happy, I think, is cool, and Inseti is really cool, and I'll tell you why. So Inseti searches you the King Sarcophagus card as long as you send 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard, including this card. So you send essentially itself and one other card from your hand to the graveyard. You get to go ahead and search out the Sarcophagus card, King Sarcophagus, which then lets you special summon it for free. So you're really not losing out on much, essentially, because you're sending to the graveyard along with this card, you're going to be shuffling back as far as fusion material goes, or you're going to be getting a plus off it regardless. So having said that, guys, you don't lose out on anything, really. You're only feeling your own graveyard, which is your own other additional resources, like a second deck, essentially. So Inseti is just, you don't lose using this card. It's so good, so good. So we have 3 Inseti, really good, of course, level 8, and then you have 2 of the Happy. Happy's pretty cool because if another card you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, whatever, the cards in your monster zone, target 2 cards that are banished and or in either graveyard, add both to the hand or shuffle both into the deck. So what does this mean is that it has a really cool effect. So you can go ahead, and if you have any of your cards get banished, DD Crow's in the format, we got Bashtian's in the format. Yes, a Rise Heart is gone, which takes care of the big issue, but you still have to deal with these types of cards. So with that being said, Happy lets you recycle those cards that do get banished by your opponent, or in the event some other shenanigans happen and you just want to go ahead and mess with your opponents, because and or in either graveyard, you can also mess with your opponent that way as well, putting resources back into their deck or in their hand that they may not want in their hand. I can't think of any scenarios at this point with that, but you do have that option. So also, it is a free, again, level 8 monster, which you guys can go ahead and use to go into Zombie Vampire in the event that you need an additional form of milling, which of course is very good. Or if you already milled, you already got your entire board set up, and you just need an additional negation on board, you're just going to number 90, Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, which I'm pretty sure is shooting up in price as well. I haven't really checked it, but this card is absolutely phenomenal. So when your opponent's monster activates an quick effect, you can detach a material from this card, negate the effect, and if you detach the Galaxy card, you can destroy it. But as long as you can really just negate it, you should be good to go from there. So what does this prevent? You can negate DD Crow Bestials, you can negate Nibiru, you can negate what's called Droll and Lockbird, you can go ahead and negate whatever monster effect your opponent activates. You can negate Hydrant, negate Turbulence. I don't know why I'm hitting Rescue Ace so hard, but you can hit the Chimera deck when they tribute off the Sword Knight, because that way they don't have a monster on the field to go in the Guardian Chimera in the event that's the route they want to go ahead and use. You have that option available to you. So really cool to have that versatility with this card. and to be able to go ahead and summon it out so easily. Now, just these are the 2 best rank 8s you can potentially make. The 3rd best would probably be number 38, Titanic Galaxy, because it negates spells, but I think negating monster effects is just much better off in this turn. I mean, if you get Raigeki, you just plus off it even more, so I mean, come on. Back to the actual deck profile though, guys. So that's it for the Horus cards. Really, like I said, the other 2 cards that we're getting, I believe we're getting all 4 of them. It's just not very good. Yeah, you play 3 tier cash. Just 2 of the Rhino Heart should be just fine. If you guys want to play a 41 card deck with 3 of them, I'm gonna fight you over that one. 1 Sheeran, 1 Merly, 1 of the Havnus because they're at 1. Same thing with the Shizu cards. 1 Kelbeck, 1 Kaido, 1 Medora, 1 Nagito. And that is really self-explanatory. It should be. it's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not gonna get into that one. 3 King of the Swamp, having the additional ways to summon out different types of monsters from your graveyard by shuffling, it just gives you that much more versatility. So King of the Swamp is obviously really good. Also, being a water aqua gives you additional options there as well. 2 Diviner of the Herald, just being able to go ahead and dump one of these guys is going to be obviously super good. 1 Shaddoll Beast, having the additional ability to go into Winda can win you a lot of games. Winda itself can just win you games on its own, on top of being an extremely combo heavy deck that can protect it with other resources. I think this is extremely valuable for your Tearlament strategy. If you guys are going to play a Squamata in addition to a Shaddoll Beast, I think you can definitely go for it, but I think being able to get you that additional draw, getting that additional resource is going to be, of course, can come up as being extremely clutch. Also, why would you not want more hand advantage, you know? Next, that's going to be it for the monsters, guys. Now time for the spells. There's really no space for hand traps. There's really no need for hand traps. You're good to go. You're just going to out-combo your opponent with Tearlament. It's pretty much what it comes down to. 3 of the field spell, of course. Primeval Planet, Pearl Rhino. That was mouthful. I completely forgot what the actual name was. 3 of the field spell, 1 Terraforming, of course. 3 Scream. Scream is absolutely just crazy in this deck, letting you mill 3, and then you get to search your trap cards. 3 of the Triple Tactics talents. I was messing around with 2 Thrust and a talent in here because I like Thrust in the event that you wanted to go ahead and search out your Foolish Burial, which would of course get you additional advantage. But Foolish Burial in itself is not necessarily a starter per se unless you have additional cards, so I didn't think that was that necessary. So I just want to go ahead and play 3 Triple Tactics talents. But if you guys want to go ahead and play 2 and 1, I mean, like I said, I'm not going to fight you over that either. You got 2 copies of the King Sarcophagus. I see some deck lists playing it at 3, and while the Horus cards are cool and they do bring in, like I said before, additional dimension to the strategy, additional extenders, additional interruption to the strategy, I don't think the entire deck should be revolving around King Sarcophagus and the Horus cards. I think they're more of a additional what's it called, like a bonus piece essentially. It's like the cherry on top to the entire deck, because realistically a Tearlament is obviously good enough to be, it is one of the top tier decks of the current format. There's really no debating that, right? And having the additional Horus cards to give it additional, again, consistency and interruptions, it really just makes the deck just slightly 1 notch better, right? So I don't think it's worth playing that many more Horus cards, and then I don't want to spend too much time on that one. 1 Polymerization, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Call by the Grave. Call by the Grave I still think is necessary. I did see a deck list by El Exordio del Duelista, and he was playing Trivi Karma. I don't like this card, personally speaking, but if you want to go ahead and play this as your other version of the Suliek, you're more than welcome to it. I just like having 2 Suliek in case you go turn 1, you go ahead and mill 1, and you can search the other one with a Scream, and you get to go from there. But that's going to be it for the actual main deck, 40 card main deck. For the extra deck, I'm very much liking, obviously, 1 Kaleido Heart, 1 Lucaros, 1 of the Grapha, obviously really good, 1 Guardian Chimera, Dragos Tapelia, Mud Dragon, and the El Shaddoll Winda for your fusion monsters. More than that, just not necessary. Bear on the Floor, of course, it is something that you can make, so, you know, why not? Zombie Vampire, number 90, which I already went over. Time Thief, of course, really good. Abyss Dweller, if you can make Abyss Dweller, which I was comboing off with the deck. And me, I don't play Tearlaments. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right off the bat. I'm not a professional with this deck by any means. I'm very much a novice. But there's a lot of boards where I was ending on three different fusion monsters, all really good. I ended on like a Winda, Lucaros, and like I think it was a Grapha. and the other one, what's it called? This one. You guys can't see where I'm pointing. And the Kaleido Heart, and then I still had resources to go ahead and make an Abyss Dweller. Like, it was stupid. It's super crazy, man. Dark, I think it's really good. Sprint, of course, really good to go ahead and send out your Merly. And then SP Little Knight, really cool card coming out of the brand new set, Age of the Overlord. So I think this in itself is probably going to be a good template for you guys to go ahead and use if you guys want to go ahead and expand on it, build on it. I would highly recommend using this type of a template. I think this is more or less what we're going to gravitate to for any Tearlament players out there. SP Little Knight, of course, is going to be a huge addition to each and every single deck. I think it's going to be in every single extra deck, let's be real. But that's my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Is there a card that I'm missing? You guys play more Horus cards? Let me know why in the comment section down below. We can go ahead and talk about it there. But if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you guys go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.